Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 4 of the Cleveland Indians franchise here on MLB The Show 21 for the PlayStation 5. Today our Indians, who are undefeated on the season, start off with a home series against the Kansas City Royals. This is game 2 of the 2-game series, so if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Here we see Logan Allen on the mound for Cleveland, and we see Daniel Lynch will be making his debut for the Kansas City Royals. You can take a look at their lineup here. Alberto Mondesi will be leading us off, followed by Kyle Isbell, Whit Merrifield, Jorge Soler, Salvador Perez, Hanser Alberto, Carlos Santana, Ryan McBroom, and then Andrew Benintendi in the left. And you can see our lineup, the same one you would see in episode number 2. So Mondesi is going to start off for Kansas City on a 1-2, puts the curveball into right field for a leadoff base hit. Mondesi very speedy as well on this base pass. As you can see, 2-1 here. Logan Allen, paranoid about Mondesi's speed, goes fast out of the stretch, and it's another base hit for Kansas City, so back-to-back singles to start their day. With Merrifield up next, 1-1. He's going to put this one into right field. It's going to get down. Mondesi's going to round third, come on home, and the Royals take an early 1-0 lead here at Cleveland. Still nobody out, by the way. Next batter up, 1-1 count, and it's in the dirt. Gets away from Perez, who blocks it, but he cannot gun down any of the runners, so they will advance. Now later at the bat, 3-2 to Soler. He does strike out on the changeup for out number 1. So Allen, a little bit of a rough start. Next up, Salvador Perez. He's going to get called. Says he went around. Don't really like the call myself, but not going to complain. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Allen. And then Hanser Alberto next puts it into left field. It gets down in front of the left fielder, and that's 2 more runs. So 3-0 now. Royals still in the top of the first. Next up, Carlos Santana, the ex-Indian. He will draw the walk on the high pitch. Now Ryan McBroom steps to the dish. 0-2 to him. He pokes this one into shallow center field, and it's actually going to get down in front of Rosario, and that's going to be another run. So 4-0 now, Kansas City. And they're at the last batter of the inning. Andrew Benintendi of the lineup, actually, I should have said. Pitch in the dirt gets blocked, but it'll be thrown out at first. But 4-0 lead here for the Royals. So Daniel Lynch, making his first starts, has got a very good cushion, to say the least. Ahmed Rosario will lead off for Cleveland, and he will start off with a leadoff single of his own. So both teams getting singles to start their day. Cesar Hernandez up next, trying to bunt over Rosario, try to get one down. Nice flip to the pitcher covering to record the first out. However, Rosario does move to second. They're going to record that as sacrifice. And Jose Ramirez up next. 2-1 fastball gets underneath it to right field. However, Rosario will tag. Throw to third is a little offline and not in time. So now 90 feet away. Franmil Reyes up next. Pitch gets dropped on the third strike. However, the catcher doesn't go after it, and Reyes beats out the throw. So drop third strike, but a base runner. And then Eddie Rosario up next goes up the middle for a single. So a little bit of a miscommunication, I guess, by Kansas City results in Cleveland getting a run of their own. Jordan Luplow up next, 0-2. Perfect timing on the hanging curveball. So bases loaded now, 2 outs. Big chance for Cleveland. Yu Chang at the dish. First pitch swinging, turns on a fastball. However, gets underneath it, and they leave him loaded. But Kansas City still leads 4-1. Back to the top of the order for Kansas City. Mondesi starts off with a strikeout. Then Kyle Isbell up next, 2-2 to him. He's going to poke it into right field. That's already his second hit of the day. He's also got some speed on the base paths. With Merrifield, very next pitch goes to Merrifield. He's actually going to take off, and just right on cue, Isbell steals second base. Now 1-2 to Merrifield. He goes into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Isbell rounds third, and Kansas City gets the run back with ease. 5-1 Royals. Logan Allen not off to a good start for his season. And Jorge Soler doesn't get the close call on him, so that's a walk. Francona a little bit concerned, to say the least. However, next batter does go down on strikes, as Allen has struck out all of his outs so far. Hanser Alberto, though, on a 1-0 dribbles it to the second baseman who fielded, so the first non-strikeouts. But Kansas City's now at 5-1. We'll stay with them now. Carlos Santana up next. 0-1. First runner of the inning goes off to the warning track. That is going to be a lead-off double for Kansas City, as Allen's just been getting hit around, and they're going to finally pull the plug Not a good start for his season. They're going to stick with the lefty as Scott Moss, making his second appearance of the season. The long reliever for Cleveland had a 1 1/3 in his first outing. Very first batter, McBroom, strikes out on the changeup, out number 1. Benintendi up next also strikes out on the changeup. So Scott Moss comes in, wheeling and dealing. And then Mondesi up again. He pokes it into shallow right center. Will this one get down? It will not. So Moss comes in and handles business. Let's go to Cleveland bats now, shall we? Cesar Hernandez leading us off, 0-2. Gets called going around on the fastball. Don't really agree with the call. Next up, Jose Ramirez, first pitch swinging on a high fastball, but it is right at the center fielder for out number 2. That's going to bring us to Franmil Reyes now. 1-2 to Reyes. He can't connect on the fastball. Strike 3 called. And the Royals and Daniel Lynch doing very well in the early going. Let's stay with Cleveland. Bottom 5 now. Ahmed Rosario with the leadoff single into right field. Can Cleveland get any sort of offense going here? Cesar Hernandez up next, 2-2. Hits a fastball. That's going to get down in left center. Rosario's got some speed. He's going to round go all the way to third. So now runners on the corners to start the inning for Cleveland. Next batter, Jose Ramirez, pokes this one into left field on a perfectly timed fastball. And Cleveland gets one back. So it's now 5-2. Royals trying to chip away at this lead. Franmil Reyes up next, 2-2. Fastball opposite way. Does it have some distance? It does. Over the wall. 3-run blast. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, we are tied up at 5 here at Progressive Field. Franmil Reyes with a 3-run bomb. It's all tied up at 5 apiece. The crowd is on their feet. And Daniel Lynch, that's going to do it for him in his very first outing. Started off good, ended rocky. Jacob Junis is going to come into relief, who's not had a good start to his season. Very first batter is Eddie Rosario, and he perfectly whacks this one to right field. Back-to-back jacks for Cleveland. Baseball satellite indeed. That one was gone. 437 feet for Eddie's second of the season. And Cleveland has their very first lead of the day. You can see the crowd on hand here. Happy for Cleveland. It's 6-5 now. Jordan Lupo now 0-1 up the middle. This will be the first out of the inning. Finally, Kansas City records an out as Lynch goes 4 innings in his Major League debut. Yu Chang now fastball, pokes it into right field. However, a little bit of air underneath that one, records out number 2. And then next up, Andres Jimenez, 0-2 to him. Slider perfectly timed into the gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. Jimenez has got some speed, but he's going to stay at second. A little 2-out double. And then next up, Roberto Perez, 1-2 to Perez. He can't check his swing. He dropped third strike. This one is thrown out. But Cleveland, now with the lead of their own, 6-5. Emmanuel Clase will come into the game in the 7th, making his 3rd appearance of the season. We'll start off with Merrifield, 2-1 to him. He tries to bloop one into shallow left, but it is caught for the first out of the inning. Jorge Soler up next. Can't swing and connect on the slider. That's out number 2. And then next up, Salvador Perez, 2-2 to him. He cannot connect on the slider as well. Clase comes in and does his job. And now in the 8th, it is Nick Whitgren's turn to make his first appearance of the season. The setup man for Cleveland had a 3.42 ERA through 25 games a season ago. Looking to get off to a hot start here in 2021. His first batter, Alberto, pops up into right field. That's out number 1. Next up, Carlos Santana, the ex-Cleveland Indian. He will get this one hit into left field, and it will get down for a 1-out single. Kansas City now has their tying run at first, and Eric Mejia is actually going to come in to pinch run. He does more speed on that base pass. Brian McBroom up next, though, slider strikeout against him. And then next up, Andrew Benintendi, the former Boston Red Sox. First pitch, runner's actually going to go, and Mejia is thrown out at second. Roberto Perez, what a gun down. And that'll end the 8th. Let's go now to the bottom of the 8th. Greg Holland comes in relief for Kansas City. He's made 1 appearance on the season. And Hunter Dozier will come in to fill the spot at first. And Roberto Perez, who just had the awesome gun down, will come in to lead off the 8th. He is 1 for 7 on the season. His only hit being that solo shot. But he will strike out here, no home run here. And then back up to the top of the order, though, Ahmed Rosario, 2-0 pitch, line out to right field. That'll be out number 2. That's going to bring up Cesar Hernandez. 1-1 to Hernandez. He turns on a changeup. And this one's going to go down against the wall on the right field line. So a 2-out double for the second baseman. And that'll be going to bring us up to Jose Ramirez, who gets a hanging curveball, goes up the middle with it. That's going to allow another runner for Cleveland to score. It's 7-5. Indians padding to their cushion. And then Franmil Reyes 0-2 also goes up the middle for a base hit. So back-to-back singles. Ramirez has got some speed. He's going to try to go to third, and he does. So now runners on the corners. Can Cleveland add to their lead? Eddie Rosario, first pitch. Fastball pops it to left field. He will not add another run for Cleveland. But they have a 2-run lead now going into the ninth for James Karinchak. He's already looking for his third save of the season. He struck out 2 in an inning's work so far. Andrew Benintendi, who didn't finish that at bat in the 8th, ends it with a strikeout here, the 3rd of the season for Karinchak. But then Armando Mondesi draws the walk. So now the tying run is at the plate. It's Kyle Isbell, 1-2 to Isbell. He can't connect on the curveball. Strike 3 for Cleveland. Last batter, Whit Merrifield, also gets called strike 3. This one, 97 on the corner, touches it. And Cleveland, with a comeback win in Game 2 of this series, 7-5. They start off the season 5-0. 7 runs on 13 hits for Cleveland. Moss gets the win. Junis gets the loss. Player of the game is also Scott Moss. And Karinchak gets save number 3 on the season. Good fight here from Cleveland. Went down early 5-1 through 2, but fought and came back. A little bit of news around the league. Padres shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr., you might have heard of him, is going on the 10-day deal with a shoulder tear, so not a good start for San Diego's season. In the second half of this episode, we will touch on a rematch series against Detroit, staying here at Progressive Field. The Tigers 1-5 on the season. This one on MLB Network, so we're going to catch all of this one. Shane Bieber, in his second appearance, his first appearance against Detroit on opening day, was stellar. It is Willie Castro starting us off for Detroit in this one, 125 on the season. Detroit's slow start can be attributed to their offense, the worst offense in the league. Take a look at those stats in a minute, but strike 3 for Castro to start. And the next batter will dribble it too short, and that'll be out for Renato Nunez. As speaking of the Detroit offense, here is their lineup for this one. We'll see Miguel Cabrera up next. But as you can see, through 6 games so far this season, they've only scored 11 runs on the season. So that is why they're off to a very slow start. You can take a look at those averages. A lot of poor averages in the lineup. Anchored, though, by this 3-4-5. Here's number 3, Miguel Cabrera, who on a full count dribbles it to the third baseman, who recorded the final out of the first. Now on the mound for Detroit will be Spencer Turnbull, who actually had a good start of his own. He just didn't get any run support. Has a 1.50 ERA, but a loss to begin his season. He'll start off his day against Ahmed Rosario, who on a 1-2 will continue what he did against Kansas City last game. That is a single up the middle for a leadoff base hit. Now Ben Gamble, who's going up number 2 in the lineup today, he will draw a walk. So back-to-back base runners for Cleveland. Jose Ramirez up next. Looks at strike 3, fastball load. Don't know why he didn't pull the trigger. That's the first out for Detroit. Then Franmil Reyes is absolutely fooled on the slider. That is out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Turnbull. And then Eddie Rosario gets underneath the fastball. So what looked like could be damage early results in nothing for Cleveland as we're scoreless through 1. Let's go bottom 2 now. Top 2, excuse me. Wilson Ramos gets blown through for the first out. And then next up, Jonathan Scope. First pitch to him. He turns on an inside slider and ropes it to left field. That one is gone. Jonathan Scope in a hurry hits his first home run of the season. That was a tough pitch to hit. Inside slider didn't even catch the plate, but Scope turned on it completely and blasted it. A rare mistake for Shane Bieber. Results in Detroit taking the first lead of this one. They jump out 1-0 thanks to Jonathan Scope. Next batter, Nomar Mazara, 0-2 to him. He can't connect on the slider. Bieber not going to let the home run affect him, it looks like. His next batter, 0-2 to him. He also swings through, this time a changeup. And Bieber does surrender a run. Can Cleveland answer in any sort? We'll start off with Ahmed Rosario. We just saw single a moment ago. First pitch to him. He puts a fastball into right field. Nice hit away from the right fielder. That's going to rattle up against the wall, and Ahmed Rosario has a leadoff double for Cleveland, trying to answer what Detroit just did. Ben Gamble up next, 2-0 to Gamble. He grounds this one to the shortstop. Rosario can't advance, so that'll be out number 1 for Detroit. Next up, Jose Ramirez, who has a 3-0 pitch, gets the green light and hits it pretty deep to right field. It's got a chance, but it's robbed at the wall. Nomar Mazara brings it into the ballpark. Are you kidding me? Webb Jim for the Detroit right field. Let's take another look at this one. Look at this hustle to right center nonetheless at the wall. What a catch. Covered 105 feet on that one. Beautiful, beautiful play by Mazara. Keeps it a scoreless game for Detroit. And the next batter, Framil Reyes, gets underneath this one. And it's still 1-0 after 3 thanks to that man who just caught that one. Now it is dark here at Cleveland. Let's go bottom 6 now. This has been a pitcher's duel to say the least. Nothing has happened since those early innings, but here's a little bit of a leadoff single for Cleveland. See if they can get something started. Framil Reyes now 1-1 slider into right field. Just missed it. That'll be out number 1. Next up, Eddie Rosario. 1-2 to Rosario. Strike 3 on the slider. Spencer Turnbull has been wheeling and dealing today, to say the least. Next up will be a pooch into left field. Josh Naylor. It is caught, however, for out number 3. So Cleveland offense struggling in this one. But Detroit offense hasn't looked much better. It's now top 7. Miguel Cabrera leads off. Bieber still on the mound. Miguel Cabrera's 0 for 2 for 2 groundouts. Let's make it 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. There is the first out of the top of the 7th. Next batter up, Wilson Ramos. First pitch swinging. Going to do the exact same Miggy just did. Ground to the second baseman. That is out number 2. Bieber mowing through 3, 4, 5. Here is Jonathan Scope, who has been the only offense for Detroit today. Gets a beautiful pitch to hit here on 1-0, but just gets underneath it. And Bieber goes 7 strong innings. If you take away that homer, he'll be done for the day, and Clase will come in for the 8th. He'll start off against Nomar Mazara, who can't connect on the 90-mile-an-hour slider. Clase picking up right where Bieber left off. Next batter, grounder to the shortstop. Easy play for Jimenez. That'll be out number 2. Now 0-2 pitch, and he actually hits the batter. Emilio Clase gets a little close to comfort on the cutter. That'll hit Candelaria. He'll take his base on an 0-2 count. And the next batter, Robbie Grossman, makes Clase pay. That one was gone to right center. Robbie Grossman, a 2-run blast for him, his first of the season. And Detroit has just widened their gap here in the top of the 8th. It's now 3-0 Detroit, putting pressure here on Cleveland in the late going. Next batter can't connect on the 99 fastball, but Detroit, they take a 3-0 lead. Cleveland only has 2 more innings to work with. They'll have to do with Jose Cisnero in the 8th, who making his 2nd appearance of the season. Ahmed Rosario will lead off for us, who's 3 for 3 on the day. He gets a fastball, but gets underneath it. He will pop out for the first out. Next up, Ben Gamble. 0-2 to Gamble. He can't connect on a slider. That's strike 3 against him. Cisnero doing his job so far. Jose Ramirez now up next. High slider. Might have got a little underneath it. Probably should have waited. That'll be out number 3. And now Cleveland. 1 more inning to go. They'll have to do it against Michael Fulmer, making his first appearance of the season. Had a rocky 2020, but he's looking to be the closer here in 2021. First batter, Framil Reyes can't get him, or he can't connect on the low fastball. That's strike out number 1. Rosario up next. Fastball up the middle, but perfectly played shift by Detroit. That's out number 2. So it all lies on the bat of Josh Naylor. Full count to Naylor. Changeup high. Drills it to center. This one is back, but caught just shy of the warning track. And Detroit takes game 1 of this 3-game series against Cleveland by a score of 3-0. Hands Cleveland their first loss of the season. So the 162-0 season is officially out the window. Turnbull with a phenomenal performance through 7 innings. Only 5 hits are allowed and 6 Ks. Bieber had a nice performance, just didn't have the run support. Game 2, though, the Bats do wake up a little bit as they win 6-1 here. Detroit still struggling with offense. Only 1 run scored in the first before being quiet. Jimenez had 2 home runs of his own. And then in Game 3, the rubber match, Cleveland wins, this time only 2-0. Detroit still can't get any runs on 5 hits. Beautiful pitching performance by Aaron Savale. Casey Mize has to take the loss. Now, that'll bring us to the end of this one. Next up, we'll have another 2 series, including a 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox and the first Battle of Ohio in this season, as we'll travel to Cincinnati to face our in-state rivals. There'll be Tristan McKenzie on the mound against Lance Lynn to begin. But that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. How are you enjoying the series so far? I hope to try to get more episodes pumped out as we get closer and closer to summer, but it's been kind of hectic getting there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.